I'm delighted to be here on behalf of the Policing Board for the launch of the new Federation campaign, Let Them Protect. And the sentiments already expressed by both the Minister and the Chair of the Justice Committee and yourself, Liam, are shared. After the disorder of last week and the last number of days, Let Them Protect has an even deeper and more relevant connotation today. We talk a lot about human rights in policing and protecting the rights of people in the delivery of policing service, but we must never forget that police officers too have human rights. Back in 2022, the Policing Board published a new human rights report that considered the rights of police officers and staff working within the service. And within that report, focus was brought to the implications of officers who have been subjected to assaults and subjected to attacks. Police officers have exactly the same rights as all other citizens, and that of course extends to all other emergency service colleagues that police work with. Being attacked is not anybody's normal day at work, nor should it be, and the new campaign by the Police Federation raises awareness of the very personal and the very professional impacts that attacks and assaults on police officers and their families can have. Police officers step forward when others step back. We've seen that firsthand in the policing of the recent disorder, and the visual imagery of officers being ferociously pelted with bricks, fireworks, petrol bombs, masonry, and as you mentioned earlier on, hatchets as well. Officers across the community put their lives on the line for others every single day of the year, and many of the assaults and attacks do not make the headlines. Officers have the right to come to work without fear of being kicked, bitten, attacked, or assaulted in any other way. But when that does happen, it is important that they receive the support and the necessary occupational health and well-being, welfare support that is needed. As a board, we regularly discuss with the Chief Constable and the leadership team about the health and well-being support provided to officers, given the demanding and the very demanding nature of the job. We all know officer injury often has an operational impact in terms of sickness and duty restrictions. An officer not at work is one less officer able to provide a policing service to our communities. And we know at the minute that with officer numbers at an all-time low, every single police officer, every single officer counts. Regrettably, the figures show that officer assaults are no longer isolated incidents and should not be tolerated. As I said, the board called for the current legislation regarding penalties for attacks and assaults to be reviewed to reflect real-time risks and dangers to police officers, and indeed all emergency service colleagues can face in their everyday service to all of our communities. It is welcome that the soon-to-be-introduced sentencing bill will do just that. It is important that a clear message is sent that attacking or assaulting officers and blue light colleagues who are here to protect us all is absolutely not acceptable. As a board, we support this awareness campaign, and we also pledge to continue to work to secure investment in policing and officer numbers. We have all seen the professionalism with which officers serve, but the organisational resilience is waning, and we are putting lives of officers and lives of the public at risk. It is clear to the board that the current officer numbers of 6,200 are no longer tenable. This is having a serious detrimental effect on officer health and undermining the police service's capacity to keep people safe. The board has and will continue to support the Chief Constable and the case for adequate funding. Every available public and private opportunity to call for the matter to be addressed has been used. As board chair, I have now written to the First and Deputy First Ministers to urge the Executive to prioritise funding for the delivery of the PSNI recovery plan and to allow the increase of officer and staff numbers to progress immediately. Delivery of the policing service is central to safety and security of our community. It is a duty of any government to keep its citizens safe. It is in all our interest that we continue to support the work of the police, and this campaign is a part of that. In closing, Can I thank the Federation for this initiative and sincerely thank all the officers and staff of the Police Service of Northern Ireland and all the Blue Light Services for their professionalism and all the work that you do on our behalf. Thank you.